Hello there everyone and welcome back. We had a good amount of experience gained on the last episode, mainly because two of the matches I was kind of forced to, well, at least the very first match I was kind of forced to retreat preemptively because my keyboard decided to not work on me. And then I decided to preserve my fleet in the rematch against Boss with his Imperial Navy fleet, and there was potential, although my positioning and probably doing a kamikaze with this spoiler probably would still cost me that match with how low it was, but there was still potential. But nonetheless, the most important thing I think I need, the experience, has been gained. A good amount nonetheless. But with the lack of renown I'm currently at, I was really tempted to mix things up, because I'm really damn tempted now, the more and more I think about it, is to switch this desolator, or the spoiler, over to a desolator. Because I love me some torpedoes, although with only 2 upgrades available it's going to be really tricky to utilize that, as well as focus on the lance potential, because just increasing its rotation speed will help alleviate that a lot. And I enjoy my torpedoes a lot more than bombers more often than not. Even if the desolator is still, or the spoiler rather, I'm getting them mixed up again, damn it, would be just as potent potentially in close, because again, point blank range, these bombers can reach their target relatively quickly. They may get shot down a couple of times because of the close proximity to the point defense, mind you, but realistically, as my last 2 matches last episode demonstrate, they are not really very potent at long range because of the sheer time difference, and of course just being able to easily silent run to negate that more often than not to bombers. So there's still potential with this spoiler regardless, it's just more the speed, I suppose. But that's me just thinking out loud. At the moment, I'm going to focus on getting my final favor on this Acheron. I'm kind of thinking maybe throwing Nurgle on this, because with the Nurgle Swarm, it doesn't really stack very well, so having my other Acheron be a Slanesh there kind of complements it well. It's just going to seem awkward, without a doubt, because it doesn't seem very consistent, but at the same time I don't need multiple Nurgle favors unless my Acheron's destroyed or way out of position. That's also a possibility. But that's my thought process for now, and I think I may eventually swap out these Hellbringers to some extent. But we will see. We will see. Let's continue on. Hopefully I can perform better with this fleet. Okay, looks like our rematch with Boss is going to happen there, and hopefully things can go well for me. If this is the same fleet that had, that wasn't quite level 10, maybe there's a good chance for me here, since we would arguably be on par upgrades and favor-wise, but that remains to be seen still. Do I really want to go with the Acherons? It seems like the straightforward type of route to go, but I see real value with this spoiler. It's just not equipped for the long range engagements. I'm kind of hoping to maybe swap this out for the extended range and maybe the extended sensors, unless I can get its level 6 in relatively quickly, because right now it's heavily encouraged to get in close, and we've seen that's not a good idea, at least not yet. But let's see, I was thinking maybe throwing in a second Siege Hellbringer, but that doesn't look like it's going to be. Let's see how this goes. I have at least 3 stasis bombs as opposed to the 2 that Bosch used for his Chaos fleet, so I should be okay. But if he has shield upgrades, if he dedicates heavily on the shield upgrades, I'm going to have a really long drawn out kind of bout trying to do damage to him. It depends a lot on the layout, of course, and if I can stick any beacons on his main cruisers to kind of force him in an awkward predicament. It shouldn't be too terribly difficult, because my Hellbringers can kind of get in aggressively, since they can mitigate and avoid a good portion of the macro cannons at 10,000 unit range, but that remains to be seen. A lot of it comes down to my control and awareness, with that said. But we know where he's probably gonna fight. He can try and circle around this gas cloud relatively well, unless he's gonna play incredibly passive there. Then he may want to hang in the gas cloud back, because we already know where he's going there. Because with him being hit, and we already know where he's kind of deployed. So there's his Widowmaker there. There's this Widowmaker there. Let's just keep an eye on what's going on here. And also, we'll have one Hellbringer try and spot relatively early. The sooner we can spot, possibly the better. It depends on where the Widowmaker is. I gotta keep a sharp eye on the Widowmaker's positioning, because if it's out in the open, then I can snipe it relatively quickly. Because right now it's kind of encouraged. I just gotta be mindful of my positioning, with that said. This doesn't encourage it the best. Alright. Let's not burn all our combustion gauge just yet. This is going to hurt a little bit. Especially with me focusing my movement quite heavily as I am.
Cruising speed set.
So torpedoes are coming on in. He does have a battleship, so let's keep that in mind. So he's going really heavy on the ship front. Oh, and I kind of forgot my fighters too. That's a bit of a mistake. Heavy mistake on my part. Now, keep an eye out for the Widowmaker, because I can detect that thing really quickly.
Moving to those coordinates. For the dark gods.
I just gotta watch for those torpedoes.
Cruising speed.
At least, no. Okay, he is detecting me. That's not a big deal yet.
For the dark gods.
Not yet. Now, can we at least stick a beacon on this thing? Because he already preemptively used the supercharge, so that's kind of fine.
Engines hot.
We get this thing moving. Supercharge should be turned off momentarily. And you are hitting. I would love to stick a beacon on this, but I don't think it's going to happen quickly. Now, I gotta keep in mind I'm using 2 of these beacons right now. And I have 3 left. Let's get this Hellbringer in on the fray. And I do have autocast beacons on to help in this regard some. There, we got a beacon on. That's gonna help a ton. Let's turn off the autocast for now. And not quite in range to deny his order just yet. But if he can shoot the Widowmaker, that helps a ton in that regard. And I'm really hoping he didn't bug out his auto cans or macro cans. That would really suck if I win because of that. Exposing that to an extent. But we have beacons here. Now, it's just the Widowmakers that's going to be a problem. I do have Salt Run, but... Oh, I locked on by accident. That's a bit of a mistake. I gotta really stop doing that. But I do have better range than him. I just gotta be mindful of doing the damage necessary. Because I still have beacons here on the gas cloud. Now, can we destroy the shields? Or damage... not when I have no beacons available. Which one has the beacons? The Acheron way and back, so... That's not really encouraging there. I would like to try and stick a beacon on. Not gonna happen, but we are giving him a good scare. We are giving him a hell of a scare right now. He's kind of all over the place. Because that beacon still technically is revealing or denying his use of the gas cloud relatively well. And if I could get a second beacon on this other Overlord, then we're fine. I could just stick that too. Unfortunately, not meant to be. He just avoided it just enough. But so long as I can still see and hit something, that's fine. Everything get moving. Get the Acheron moving. I gotta keep in mind I don't have the belt arm, and he is just... Oh yeah, he is outside the beacons. It looks like he's not. But I do still have extended sensors, so this can be alleviated a moment. Because we are still doing good amount of damage here. And if the Widowmaker is the only thing that can be spotted, then it's the only thing that's going to get shot at. So that's fine in that regard. Just make sure these things have plenty of health and just unload. I kind of want to reload to kind of speed up my beacon time, with that said. Because I should be able to dodge these macro cans relatively well. So long as I do my boosting after he fires. And he is in a very awkward predicament here.
We have sighted an enemy ship. Your orders.
So I have Slaanesh. I want to try and deny that, although I did burn all my... Yeah, I did burn all my combustion gauge, so that's a huge mistake there. And I want to cancel that brace for impact, and not happening in the slightest. Yeah, I'm messing up horribly here, but we could still possibly kill the Widowmaker. I just want to do some real damage. Let's kind of focus on some critical hits here of sorts. And what did I stick a beacon on? Okay, I stuck a beacon on something. That's all I know, and that's probably good enough. The level 3 battleship is still coming in there. Micro warp jump. I have... If the Widowmaker's far enough, maybe. Come on, get boosting. Yeah, the micro warp jump's gonna make things really awkward for me there, but I'm still doing good damage. Torpedoes are still... Let's see. Let's get these stasis bombs and really make this awkward for him. Because I can do a hard engage to an extent here with his micro warp jump. And I do have autocast beacons still on, so he is getting revealed. I just gotta remember not to use... With that said, let's stop getting my siege ship to start rebelling on me. Because what I would love more than anything is to deny the brace for impact, but it's not working very well when I can't get close enough. But we are still hitting him, we're still doing damage, and I still have repairs available, and my assault run will be up in a moment. I'm just making a horrible mistake letting that be my lock-on.
Just show us something to kill.
So let's not have that happen again, shall we? Ideally.
Just show us something to kill.
But things are looking good so far. Now let's try and find our Widowmaker and maybe kill something here, because I got some good damage. I can dodge these macro cannons relatively well. Just keep it in vision. That's all I need to do. Come on, hit this thing hard. Oh, you had to destroy my deck, you lucky bugger. That's the kind of that's the lack of belt armor hindering me greatly, but that really sucks. Inconvenient timing, but now this thing's all sorts of screwed. Can't micro warp jump, can't brace for impact, and now he's going to take a bit of a beating there. I just need a couple more hits to finish it off. Hopefully, can I get it? I think I'm out of range, to be honest. Ooh, it is so damn close. So let's get this other Hellbringer in. Try and have this one on standby for repairs. Speaking of repairs, we should try and get those repairs going. So far, we're on the upper foot there. I just need to do that little bit of remaining damage. A little bit of extra damage. And I also have my Hellbringer kind of also spotting. So there goes one of his Widowmakers. Can I kill this thing? I don't think I'm in range, sadly, and I burnt... Yeah, I sadly burnt off all my combustion gauge, so this is not going to go very well. But Hellbringer is in an awkward predicament. But with all his beacons on everything, that's not a huge issue yet. Just keep hitting, try and finish off these ships. Got repairs coming up now. And let's stop using the burn retros. It is costing me a lot here. It is costing me quite a bit. And he needs to move the stasis bomb. I feel really bad about this because, again... Okay, well, he's conceded anyway. I feel really bad about the stasis bomb because if he ever fires with that, it does bug out his weaponry. But that is like the perfect way to force him out of the gas cloud too. Let's be honest. Because it makes it impossible for his macro cannons to hit me, so long as I'm aware of them. And he's...
ready eternally.
And of course, like I said, my lances aren't really hindered at all.
You're unstoppable.
So let's just finish this off.
Just show us something.
It's definitely an interesting perspective because, all in all, it's kind of similar to how my engagements are when I was playing Imperial Navy. Mind you, I am not using the micro warp jump to get such an aggressive play, and it does feel awkward with the micro warp jump. I'm not gonna lie. But as you can see, it can also be a liability to an extent. So long as I have those stasis bombs ready to kind of force him back. Although if he'd gone all out and boosted after me, then maybe he could have got past the stasis bomb regardless, and then it's even more awkward for me. Nonetheless, I feel all over the place. I feel really thrown off. I'm still not happy with how I performed, but it still played out really well, I want to say. It is definitely a change in the perspective, at least. Like I said, it played out very similar to how my Imperial Navy fleet did, with different upgrades, with the micro warp jumping. I wasn't really paying attention what upgrades he actually went for, mind you. I only saw the shield transfers, that's the only thing I'm aware of. But a little bit more and I can get the Nurgle favor on this Acheron, and then I might turn my attention to swapping around some of my ships a bit. I think is the plan. At least before it gets way too expensive for me to swap out to the spoiler. Alright, so it looks like a rematch again there. So I feel like let's try and spice it up a little bit. Just to try and keep things interesting, because otherwise if I go with the Acherons again, it's going to play very similar. Let's not kid ourselves. So I don't think this fleet is ready though, as far as getting aggressive. Lots of bombers have potential, but I kind of need to get close for the bombers to relatively well. Yeah, with that said, he's not going to have the same fleet either way, so this is kind of like a blessing for us, I suppose. I want to believe, but we'll hold verdict until the actual end of this battle, see how it plays out. But as it stands now, I probably should really switch this to a Carnage for more macro cans, mind you. And let's see. I would like to bring in a Hellbringer bomber, but I don't know, is that really a good idea? They are better up close, but I don't think I want to get so aggressive just yet, because again, we saw the results when I tried doing that with the spoiler alone, and with lack of Nurgle and lack of upgrades. That may not be a good idea, especially since he probably already got short burn torpedoes and his armor piercing rounds, so he would be better in close range no matter what I do. I would like to take this level 7 Acheron still to try and get its experience in. Am I okay with this fleet? I honestly don't think I am, but what is it missing in all honesty, outside of favors and certain upgrades? Because I do have at least 2 bomber ships there once he gets in close, if I can get him isolated. The Slaughter is supposed to do damage and very mobile, and I don't have extended sensors. Ugh, that's something. That is something I'm not comfortable with at all, especially for like the long range fighting. Ah, crap. Well, this is unfortunate. This is very unfortunate, so I guess this argues this might not go into the YouTube video, since this is going to be very underwhelming now, so I think we already know our verdict. I wanted extended sensors since I am lacking it right now, and that's going to be really damn important, although technically I do have 3 beacons on me, which isn't terrible, mind you, but unless I can stick a beacon on them, it's not going to really matter so much. Because that Widowmaker is going to have so much presence on me. If I were to try and brute force this some, and I'm just inferior at the brute forcing a little bit. My Despoiler does have a lot of close range damage still, mind you. So the only blessing I could have here is he's missing on one of his overlords, maybe the retribution from them warping out. I can't remember if I destroyed the one overlord or not in the last match. But this is not going to go well for me. Now I don't have 2 carrier ships, and I don't have the extended sensors, which would be useful too. But I still have a Slaughter. It would kind of serve as a decent scout. It has kind of the speed for it, arguably. It just doesn't have the extended sensors. So that could be a problem. And I do have the fighters, so what am I looking at? 2 Dauntlesses. He still has his battleship though, so that could be an annoyance. And I don't have emission dissipators on. Oh, I do have emission dissipator on my Slaughter at least, so that's something I guess. But I don't have one on my Despoiler, so I'm going to be trusting heavily on these fighters to kind of shoot them down. And Acheron, if nothing else, can just soften them up for me. It's going to be really annoying to do though. Again, the Hellbringers actually served well as far as brute forcing detection, so long as I'm in position to kind of give it support, especially against like a Widowmaker, mind you. But I guess the main priority is just preserving my fleet. Try to, because without a doubt, this Slaughter is going to get spotted really quickly. So I might as well try and brute force this to an extent. If I can stick a beacon on the Widowmaker, maybe that helps. We'll see. I am going to get out of range really quick. Oh no, he does. I don't see a Widowmaker, but he still has extended sensors on whatever it is, mind you.
Cruising speed set.
I am going to take a little bit of damage, so let's try and get ready for this, because yeah.
Retros
As you can see, this is a horrible idea. So let's dodge these macro cannons. Take only 2 hits.
Adjusting rotation.
And I can easily get on out.
Cruising speed
This was a horrible idea. I regret everything, but can I dodge more of the macro cannons? Yes, I can. The lances, on the other hand, not so much.
For now.
No. Let's see.
Your orders.
I'm not quite out of range there. I was hoping I would be. So that tells me that's the Widowmaker right there in that case on the far left. And that one's just a Cobra. That's okay. Let's just keep zigzagging to potentially just dodge a lot of these shots.
Ready eternally.
And apparently I did get hit by a dang torpedo still. So that's a bit of a shame. And there's not much point to throwing a beacon because that's going to be short-lived.
Come on, me.
With that said, I don't really want to waste a beacon.
We've sighted an enemy ship.
It's not really a good idea, especially without extra lances. Because now I'm way out of range. He's just going to assault run there.
We'll follow your
And my
command
slaughter, yeah. He's just going to assault run there, so this is not going to go well. Arguably not going to go well. Lack of extended sensors is a big deal. So, remember that one Chaos player complaining about beacon spam? Well, here's the result of why you need those beacons. This is a good demonstration of it. To an extent. But, so long as I can weather the storm, I'm fine. I got better longer range. I can deal with the torpedoes supposedly well with the spoiler. I just don't want to get well, it is already revealed. Let's not kid ourselves.
For the dark gods.
And with these boosts, I can dodge the macro cannons incredibly well. Still gonna get hits though, but if somehow I can dodge one of those macro cannon salvos, then my shields can recharge really quickly. And
just show us something to kill.
Nope, that's not what I want, but let's see if we can make this work.
Tactical cogitators engaged.
Come on, stop! God damn it! Stop bugging on me. I want to plant a stasis bomb. You're not allowing it.
Return to normal.
And I think my fighters did most of that, but yeah, the reason that did not work out the way I would like is because again, my stasis bomb would not plant, which means I could not launch my bombers as quickly as I would like. So that's what happened there ultimately. So Acheron, keep doing your damage. And let's see, where are the torpedoes coming? Okay, I could dodge those easily enough.
Come on, me.
This is not going to go well, I think it's safe to say, but so long as I can keep hitting them, that should be fine. My fighters did get shot down, but I'll have them available momentarily. And I'll dodge these well enough too, I'm hoping. Now, the wings still counted towards those shots, so maybe not as effective as I may sound.
Return to normal function.
Supercharged void shields are up.
Moving to those coordinates.
Gonna have to watch that. I want to launch bombers, but spraying out the bomber damage is not really a good idea, all that said.
We are unstoppable.
And let's see.
Cruising speed set.
That's gonna separate the fleet some.
For the ruinous power.
I want to lock on, probably not a good idea.
Just show us
and I don't think
kill.
I do have solid run, which helps some. But it's going to be short-lived if I'm not careful.
Tactical cogitators engaged.
Yeah, and the micro warp jump's going to get this thing killed. Deck's also gone, so we're going to have to completely bail. Gonna have to completely bail on this here. Although would the Hellbringer have helped a lot? It would have allowed me to engage a lot more safely. Let's not kid ourselves. Because that's kind of important there. Can I at least kill this Dauntless though, in some form? Because I have the range, I have a beacon stuck on it, and I did burn my Slanesh, so I am going to have torpedoes up momentarily. Or he's going to have torpedoes up momentarily, so let's be careful of that.
Tactical cogitators engaged.
And there's this Widowmaker, let's kill the damn thing. Because that's going to be a sore bane of my existence here if it doesn't die quickly.
Command me.
Kill it. Kill it now.
Engines hot.
Maybe. Someday. I don't think it's going to happen. There we go.
For the dark gods.
Yeah, that is taking some time. Especially when I only have one ship with... Well, my Acheron wasn't actually shooting, to be fair. Because it's of its facing. But we got repairs going. I have supercharged void shields available here.
For the dark gods.
But that negates one of his biggest strengths with that gone. And I do have fighters, so let's get these bombers going. Get some use out of these bombers, but it's not going to last very long.
We'll follow your command for now.
And I don't have auger disruptors on anything else, do I?
Cruising speed set.
This is going to hurt some. Yeah, I may want to safely concede here. I'm wedged into a corner. I don't have stasis bombs anymore. And as much as I like to micro-warp jump, that's just asking things to go even more wrong for me. But at least that denies his torpedoes to an extent. So there is always that. I don't think I could do the damage needed to here. I do have, well, and with the deck gone, I can't actually do much either there in that regard, so... Aren't my fighters going to do what damage they need to? Almost.
For the dark gods.
Yeah, he's just going to ram me. This is over. So let's concede. Let's concede now there. Although my bombers aren't going to do much. This is going to hurt.
Hull breach is detected.
Yeah, the extended sensors alone is what happened there. And of course, being 100 points down, that had potential. It had potential, but I wasn't paying attention to the timer. It was trying to get creative, and of course I didn't really have an optimal squad. Because with the extended sensors I can engage a lot more safely in the Hellbringer, of course, with its smaller profile. Because as you've seen with the Slaughter alone, it kind of did well at dodging a lot of those macro cans. Maybe not the best, mind you, but a Hellbringer could easily have done that better, and I could have spotted him early, like... Yeah, if I charged into it with the Hellbringer instead of the Slaughter, at least I could have spotted that one cruiser, frigate, whatever it was, and still had a good amount of lance batteries to shoot at that point. So that was a terrible display. A good demonstration of why the beacons and sensors are so important, I guess. Which is why the Widowmaker is such a pain in the ass for at least Chaos, since they kind of want to do the Cloak and Dagger style, at least with the lance setup. And I'm only, what? I'm like 60 renown away from my dang Nurgle favor, so that's a bit of a shame. Alright, there was a bit of a wait in the queue this time, so... Unfortunately, it seems like we're going to have ourselves another rematch, and... Do I really want to go with the Acrons again? I don't want to keep repeating the same kind of playstyle, ideally, at least against the same opponent. Alright, so... I don't know, I'm going to assume maybe he already had a match beforehand, because I was waiting in the queue for a little bit, I want to say. I just really am hesitant about going with the Acron Devastation again. It seems like it's just going to end up as a repeat as before, which I don't know how exciting that's honestly going to be. If I were to be perfectly honest, but at least my Acron's close to getting its Knight's level in. I don't know how close my level 7 is to getting its 8. Was it level 8 and the overcharge on the lances, mind you, but if nothing else, maybe we can try and improve our game, try and perform better somehow. Only one way to find out, because really with my despoiler not available, I kinda am forced to field my Acrons in some form, at least, unless I want to go with 2 Devastations, but if I go with 2 Devastations, then I'm not going to have any Hellbringer, am I? Actually, could I? No, I'm not going to have any Hellbringer to kind of serve as like a spotter for me, so it's kind of essential to have these, although the frigates can, to an extent, also spot for me, but with the lances, they are very tenuous. I do not want to commit to staying in sensor range when a Widowmaker is spotting me the entire time, because those lances will eventually kill my frigates. So it's probably not worth doing. With that said, if it was just the macro batteries, I would without a doubt field a frigate of some kind, because at least they're really damn hard to hit and they can more often than not dodge the macro cans. The lances are what the problem is, alas, and if he's going to go with the Retribution Double Overlord again, then I'm not going to have that convenience. So we will see what happens. I just gotta be mindful of micro warp jump on everything. Then at least I learned about that. So I should hang on to my stasis bombs and try not to burn them too early then. At least keep one stasis bomb available. I don't know if I want to burn the R2 too quickly, unless he's planning on doing a push of some kind. Because I don't Because what I would like to do when I was playing my Imperial Navy is try and feint some kind of aggression there. Mind you, I had tyrants over overlords, so my long-range potential wasn't nearly as good there, but it seemed like it was good at burning out his boss's 2 stasis bombs that way. And then I do have a bit of a window to fight him. And then we have that awkward predicament when the stasis bombs come off cooldown during that window. At least it's what seems to be happening in the theme of it, so I do wonder how the Overlords and Retribution would have gone. Mind you, I hate being so top-heavy. I hate kind of fielding just the battleships and battlecruisers. Because it is really easy to do that. Let's not kid ourselves, because they are the most powerful ships, especially in the case of Eldar, they're almost mandatory with how powerful they can be. Never mind the Eclipse's extra health, which is unique to the Eldar battlecruisers as opposed to all the other factions' battlecruisers. But let's get this going. Let's get this going. If I'm good about positioning my Hellbringers, then I can at least kind of have my Hellbringers in an awkward spot where he can't shoot them very effectively. We will see though. I just gotta make sure I'm in range to shoot the Widowmaker. And also let's keep an eye on our booster gauge. And also keep in mind, let's see, let's not burn all our combustion gauge too. That would be a mistake to have that happen. I do have fighters out, and we'll see if we can have them go after his Hellbringer some. If it gets him out of position, at least away from the gas cloud, that might be useful for me. At least to an extent. And we know where the Widowmaker is because it's... Oh, he's using the slow torpedoes too, so, well, he's not fully leveled up to be fair, so it's hard to really say where his priorities would be in terms of upgrades. If this is a level 10 fleet, without a doubt, I feel like the short burn torpedoes should be... He should be utilizing them, I feel like, because it gives that much less time to kind of deal with them. And we have a battleship coming on in. We already dodged these torpedoes relatively well. And Widowmaker is spawning me, that's no surprise. I do have beacons to kind of force them out of that gas cloud really well. I just gotta make... How do I want to use my beacons with that said, though? I want them more in his face, I want him more on his half of the gas cloud. So, I'm not afraid of the lances, because these torpedoes basically tells me he's facing his prow to me, and that's not all that intimidating just yet. So, let's hit these shields some. Try to. It's not going to work very well, mind you, but dodge these macro cannons. Some of these lances are going to hurt like hell, though. With that said. Now, let's get this other Hellbringer kind of spot for me. Because it is an awkward spot. Ooh! Can I shoot this? Can I shoot this thing? I don't think I can, but I want to try anyway. For the dark gods. And macro cannons are hitting me some, but I am getting fission. Just commit to this beacon. Setting course. Alright, just a little bit more, that's all we need. Moving to those coordinates. I do have another beacon I can use. We've sighted an enemy ship. Now, let's get one more beacon in. And he is shield transferring some. Ah, that was a shame. Just show us something to kill. Alright. Adjusting rotation. Now I have Slanesh, so let's use that to full advantage, shall we? Return to normal function. And of course my booster is all gone too, so that's a bit of a shame. So I hate to bug out these guns, but I kind of have little choice doing in that regard. Because I kind of need to stop this push, otherwise I'm going to be stomped. So I hope he knows about the whole fire, because he has been watching my videos. So I'm going to feel bad with that said. I hate the idea, though. I very much hate the idea, especially with this Retribution game taking a world of hurt. Because the Hellbringer is still alive, miraculously. It's somehow still alive. Now we gotta prioritize our targets some more. Now, deny abilities, whatever he may be doing there, although he already micro-warp jumped, so... And since I kind of Slanesh, that was kind of a mistake, wasn't it? because he's not going to be able to warp out. Well, to be fair, he did micro warp jump as well. So I don't think he's going anywhere just yet. Let's just kill this thing off.
For the dark gods.
And I don't have Slanesh? No, I don't have Slanesh, so...
Forward to the slaughter.
I don't think it's going to work to my liking.
Command me. Set engines to full ahead.
Now,
Retros activate.
I just auger disrupted everything, so in theory I should be hitting. In theory.
Attack successful,
I don't know where the Widowmakers are, to be fair, so I don't... This may not work to my liking or not.
Just show us something to kill.
You just gotta kill... Yeah, with auger disruptors you think I'd be safe.
Tactical cogitators
In
engaged.
theory, but it's... I'm still being spotted, so maybe he has the Widowmaker outside of vision. Oh, it's way over there. So yeah, he is spying me.
For the dark gods.
Just finish this retribution off, that'll help a ton in this regard.
Unstoppable.
And it helps. I should let that go. I should let that go. There. With the shields gone, that at least dies to an extent, but that was sloppy. And now my ships are bugging out and possibly taking more damage than I'd like as a result of that.
Forward to the slaughter.
Now, let's find our Widowmaker,
Command me.
since we know where it's vaguely at.
Tremble, for chaos comes.
Nope, not gonna happen, sadly.
Eternally.
Didn't I just boost with you? No, I'm burning retros again, so that's a bit of a shame.
Unstoppable.
That's a bit of a shame there.
Just show us something to kill.
Yeah, I'm losing all my combustion gauge, so that's what's costing me the most here.
Setting course.
Come on, turn. Oh well. Let's just warp this out.
Command
Let's
me.
just warp this all out then, I guess.
Warp
If the...
into flag.
Yeah.
You
It's kind of an awkward situation to be put in, though, with the shields coming back up.
For the dark
I'm still
gods.
not happy with that display, though. Micro warp jump does make it awkward,
We return to
without a
war.
doubt. And
Just show us something to kill.
if only... I don't know, what should I have done there instead? Because if I got the beacon on sooner on that retribution, it would have helped a lot. Okay. Don't let my ship warp out, you jerk. You're the one who canceled it. But yeah, I'm still not happy with that. There's something I did wrong there. The brute forcing with the Hellbringer is still really damn effective, mind you, but I probably should have been further away. And of course, running out of combustion gauge. I gotta stop doing that. Because being able to take the evasive maneuvers quickly and get that thing out with the Hellbringer would be good. Because it was in a really awkward spot for him. He couldn't really shoot it down with macro cannons very effectively. And I almost got a beacon stuck on there. But in all honesty, shooting the Overlords is probably the better idea. Because it has 400 less health for pretty much the same kind of firepower. So in all seriousness, I gotta try and shoot the Overlords down. If I'm gonna shoot anything at all. And this is a bit of an awkward fleet with that said. With what, 2? I had multiple lost in warp effects. Did I know most of them are just destroyed, I guess. Well. Not my proudest moment. I'm not happy with that display.